Hi, welcome along to Barbecue Life UK. My name's Tom, and here we like to push the boundaries of British barbecue. And today I'm cooking the most epic vegetable lasagna. So that's right, you heard me right, vegetable lasagna. We've got no meat in here, we are just talking veg, and it is still going to blow your mind. So vegetable wise, I start off with a red pepper, a yellow pepper, courgette, and a red onion. And then we're also going to have a white onion and some garlic cloves for making up our ragu style sauce. So we chop up the veg into sort of inch pieces, so nice discs out of your courgette, and then I quarter down the red onion and chop the peppers into chunks, all of roughly the same sort of size. So we need to get a bit of oil onto these. So I'm using my cast iron pot to make up my ragu. So I'll put all of the veg in there to begin with, drizzle it with a little piece of oil and give it a good toss. And then I've only used the one pot and it saves on a bit of washing up. So we've got the kettle set up for indirect cooking. So I'm using the charcoal baskets. I've got one at the back of the kettle and one at the front of the kettle. And we're going to start off by grilling our veg. Now the key to grilling this veg successfully is to take your time and do it in batches, because you're cooking veg over a really high heat directly and it's going to burn if you leave it there too long. So I start off with the peppers, lay them out across the two charcoal baskets, and when they've got a nice piece of colour to them, that's when you want to take them off. And the same with the rest of the veg. So then I did the courgette, got a nice piece of colour on there, and then the onions. And when the onions cook, they tend to balloon up as well, and that's an ideal key to say that that's time to flip so you can get your colour on the opposite side. So now it's time to start thinking about our ragu sauce. So we're going to start off, we've got 250 grams of baby plum tomatoes. So we're going to get a nice bit of colour on these as well. Nice direct heat again over them charcoal baskets. Let them blister up, let them split and really take on the flavour. When they're done, we're going to take these off, put them to one side, and we're going to start making our sauce. So we're going on with our cast iron pan. I've got it half over the charcoal basket and the other half is not over the charcoal basket, so that it's got a high heat underneath it, but it's been evenly spread around the pan so that it's not blisteringly hot for frying off these onions, because I don't want them to burn. So we add in our onions and we cook them down until they start to get a little bit translucent. At this point we then want to put in our garlic. So we don't put our garlic in too early because that has a tendency to burn. So we cook them onions down and then we add the garlic in. So to stop the fry of the garlic, to stop them from burning, we then add our grilled tomatoes. With that, we're going to give them a little bit of a mash with a potato masher just to break them down a little bit. To this, we then add 2 teaspoons of tomato puree and then a good splash of Worcester sauce. Then we do our spice dump. So in here we've got all sorts of different things. They will be in the description below. After our spice dump, we then add a can of tinned tomatoes and a good glug of red wine. And then we want to start reducing that down. Now I forgot to add a bay leaf when I add my spices, so I've bunged that in now. So you want to cook that sauce down for around 20 to 25 minutes. When it's come down to a nice thicker consistency, now's the time to take it off of the barbecue and we're going to start building our lasagna. So I've already done the first layers, and the first layer is exactly the same as the layer I'm just about to show you. So we've put our pasta sheets on and our white sauce, and then we're going in with our veg. So the first layer of veg is going to be peppers and onions. So we're going to get them layered on top, and then we're going to put some of our ragu sauce on top of that. And then we're going on with a layer of spinach, and this gives a nice extra layer that's not pasta, in wonderful piece of colour and works really well. On top of that we're going our courgettes, and then we're going to add another piece of ragu onto them two to help let them spinach leaves wilt down. To that we're then going to add our pasta sheet, and on top of that we put our white sauce, and then on the top layer we top that with Parmesan cheese. And this goes into the barbecue indirect. That's why we set the charcoal baskets up front and back. until it is golden brown. So normally 20 to 25 minutes running your barbecue around 200 degrees C. But when it starts to bubble and it's got a nice golden brown colour on the top, that is when you can take it off. Now, the cool thing about this recipe is that at that point it is done and you can serve it if you want to, or you can put it to one side, which is what I actually did, and we reheated it in the evening for dinner. Now, when you put that back in the oven, the smell from all them grilled veg fill your house up with that wonderful barbecue aroma. So it works really well. So I've got no taste test because I'm actually eating this later on, and it is going to work just as well by reheating it as it would be eating now. But I can assure you that it's a fantastic recipe. So I had this, my wife had this, and my eldest daughter had this, and it has blown them away with just how good it is, and you don't miss the meat at all. There's so many different flavours going on with them veg, and it makes a real difference. So if you like what we're doing here at Barbecue Life UK, then please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and thank you very much for watching.